funny, but hey, I'm really looking forward to talking to our next guest because maybe she can get us on the path to that healthy lifestyle, right, my friend?
Well, let's talk to her right now because Lisa Rambo, welcome to Totally Driven Radio. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you guys?
Oh, we're doing great. And let me tell you, and this is honest to God's truth, this is our 22nd show right now. And out of all the guests we've had, you're probably the one I want to talk to the most because I'm not only inspired by you, as both myself and Frank were just saying, we're both overweight guys, but I'm dying to know how this whole thing works. The whole thing of The Biggest Loser, I'm just dying to know, and I'm sure everybody else wants to know. Like, let's start at the beginning. How? How did you get on the show?
How did I get on the show? Well, I had been a fan of the show for a while, and I'd watched it, and I just saw that they were having open casting calls, and I got myself to an open casting call, and I stood in line with like 1,000 people, and I got a call back, and the next thing you know, I'm sending in footage to NBC about me and my family and who I am, and got some interviews, and then I was at the ranch. This was actually the third time I tried out or auditioned for The Biggest Loser. Yeah, persistence is key in anything, I think.
So, like, what did they just interview you at first, or?
Yep. So at a casting call, you wait in line, and you sit down at a table with like 10 other people who have the same dreams you have, and you talk with casting directors, and then they give callbacks out after seeing 1,000 people in a day, and then after you go through the callbacks, like I made it through different steps in the process each time I tried. The first time I got a callback and sent in video and then nothing, and the second time I got a callback and sent in video and nothing, and this time I got a callback, sent in video, and then I got another callback and another call, some phone interviews, and then flew out to L.A. for some interviews, and then got called up by Allie Sweeney on the stage, and it happened. It was amazing.
Now, did they remember you from prior years trying out?
The first time I had gotten the callbacks, I had gotten a VIP pass to go back the second time, and then casting directors had all changed. So that was 11 and 12, and I did not audition. I did not go to a casting call for 13. And then there was something in my being that went, I have to go for 14, even though it's all different people. And I went, and I'm so glad I did.
That's just incredible. I mean, really, I thought it was just like you send videos in. I didn't know it was like an actual live casting call that you go out there.
Yeah. Most of the casting calls have like lines of upwards of almost 1,000 people, and they did it for I think 4 or 5 weeks and 3 different locations a week. It was pretty intense. Lots of people were vying for that spot on the ranch, so I knew I had to take it seriously.
Now,
go
ahead, Frank.
I'm sorry. Something that I am a fan of the show, and something that I always wondered about, and maybe you could shed some light on this. I find it interesting that you tried out 3 times. A couple of seasons on the show, you've seen some people that they weren't really serious about the weight loss. They were just there to be on TV. Did that aggravate you at all? Because you seem to have wanted to go there, and you legitimately wanted to be on the show and start your weight loss journey. And did it agitate you to see people just getting on the show and then not even trying?
I think anytime somebody gets your shot that you want and they do it the way you would do it, it makes you it can irritate you. But really, everybody's on their own path and their own journey, and what they've got to do, they've got to do. And I've learned that I can only do the best I can with what all the time, and maybe that was their best they can. Sure, sometimes it's frustrating, but you just have to remember that you don't know their circumstance or their story or their background. You only know a very little bit when you see things happening.
Yeah, I guess one thing that always stuck out in my mind is the one year they had the Olympian Rulon Gardner on, and he was sitting in his room eating potato chips. and he was just not a pleasant. He didn't seem like he was a pleasant person. He didn't come back for the season finale, and he got to the way he wanted, and he just walked off the show. And I felt so bad because I felt that spot should have went to someone so much more deserving. And I just always wondered how that would seem to the people that were on the ranch at the time, working their butts off, you know. And that's kind of what brought up that question.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just never know you never know the whole story of everything that happens, and you know, Rulon had to make choices and to take his side. I mean, we all get opportunities, and did he take every opportunity he could? For him, he did, I guess. I don't know. It can get frustrating to watch, but you really have to take care of yourself. And if you comparison and what if, could have, should have, don't get you to your final goal and where you need to be.
Now, what made you finally? I mean, you said you tried the last few years. Now, how long were you overweight for? Was it your life, or?
I have been a bigger girl most of my life. In high school, I wore. I shopped at the plus size stores, and I've always believed myself to be a big bone girl, and I was always bigger. So it's just been part of who I've always been. I had my wedding dress was a size 20, so I've always been bigger.
What finally made you decide? You decided to try to get on the show a few times, and you didn't make it. Were you trying on your own to try to lose weight, or? That's
kind of what happened. My whole adult life, I've yo-yoed between probably 210 and 260 pounds. And to qualify to be on the show, you have to have 85 pounds to lose. And so during season 13, I didn't audition. It was because I had gotten myself down in that low, just about 200 pounds, and that I had gained that 50 pounds back in the year before. So I've always reviewed. I've tried every single diet in the market. I've done them all. I've done the grapefruit diet, Weight Watchers. I've done the cabbage soup diet, the don't eat on Sunday diet. I've done them. I've done them all and yo-yoed a lot.
You know what? I'm right there with you. And I saw in one of your interviews, I think you nailed it right on the head. You had said, "Who knew diet and exercise it would be the answer."
Right. And that's the truth. Who knew diet and exercise actually works? And it does. And it's crazy.
It's scary. Now, the one thing, a couple of times I thought to myself, all right, maybe I should try to get on this Biggest Loser. But one of the things two things that really scared me about doing it is, you have to go to the ranch. Weren't you worried about leaving your family, leaving your job?
Me and my husband went back and forth about this a lot. We really made it was a family decision, and it is. Yes, you get removed from your family. Your family's going to have to do without you. And my husband and I are a great team, and I knew it was going to be a big deal. But he looked at me and he said, you do everything. You can do anything you put your mind to it, and I don't understand why you can't get your finger on this one thing. Your weight, why you yo-yo back and forth, and I don't understand. If they can help you, go and get the help you need. And I knew that I needed to go get that help because for some reason I just was missing the mark. And I'm so grateful that I got the opportunity to go to the ranch and figure it out.
That's awesome. It's somebody had said to me, which has always stuck with me. As a matter of fact, when I was a member of Weight Watchers years ago, person said to me, "It's not what you're eating; it's what's eating you," and that's always stuck in my head.
For sure. The issues are deeper than just the food we're eating. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this is true. The other part is that had to be scary was going and facing Jillian Michaels and the rest of the trainers. How about that?
The trainers are incredible. And that's why people get personal trainers, is that so that they take you to a new level. Like, I am so fortunate that I got hooked up with and put on Delvette's team, because he took such good care of us. He took such good care of me. There's something about being around somebody who is extremely passionate about what they do, and Delvette is that. He's extremely passionate about helping people become the best that they can be, the best body, mind, and spirit. And there were days where he would look at me and tell me, like, I want you to do this. And in my head, I was like, you're crazy. Do you see this big girl in front of you? But you get so caught up in his passion and his belief in what you can be that you find yourself in your heart just doing it. And it was week 2 on the ranch where I, in a training session with him, I realized that if I want to be successful in this journey, I have to start seeing myself the way I want to be. I have to start seeing myself as the athlete he's treating me like. And it was like a switch turned, and it stopped being about losing weight and getting skinny, and it started to become about being a strong and healthy woman for my family.
Wow, that's awesome. He seems like such a genuine, caring person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, both Jillian and Bob have that real hard edge to him and in your face, where he's, just seems very genuine and very, like, there for you. Like, he's got your back.
You hit it right on the head. He is so genuine and so there for you, and really, you know that you are being taken care of, yet you're pushed to your ultimate best. It's incredible. It was a blessing to be trained by him.
Now, do you remain in contact with him or anybody else from the show?
Some. There was some contact. We have emailed a little bit as I went home, and how he encouraged me and gave me some tips to continue my journey at home. So he really does care, and took the personal training is personal, and yeah, it's been amazing, and I am truly lucky to have Delvette in my life. Yes.
Now, how many weeks were you at the ranch for?
When it comes down to it, I was at the ranch for 5 weeks. So out of my entire Biggest Loser journey, I was only on the ranch for 20% of my time. The rest of it I did at home with my home team. My family stepped up in huge ways when I came home from the ranch, and I'm proud of what I did at home with my family and my work. I went right back to work right when I got home, full time. So you can do this and work full time and be successful. I stayed right up there with the percentage of weight loss as the finalist, and I did most of it at home, and I'm really proud.
How do you do it? How do you find time to do it?
Now, I was in competition mode because I'm a competitive person and I like to win. So I came home and I knew what they were doing on the ranch. I know they're working out 4 to 6 hours a day. I know what they're doing. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to do that. So I got up every morning and I worked out 90 minutes before work, and I went to work, and then I worked out 90 minutes after work. And then I came home and I ate a healthy meal with my family, and I would sometimes work out again, or else I would go to bed. But that was basically my day. Every night when I came home, I would pack my cooler with my food for the next day. So my cooler lived with me the entire time, and I never ate anything that wasn't out of my cooler. So I knew exactly I ate 1,200 calories a day, period, and not one more or not one less, so my body knew exactly what it was getting every day. I ate 4 to 5 200, 250 calorie meals. I was always metabolizing. I food paired. So I was eating super healthy, super clean, really strict, working out at least 4 hours a day, 5 to 6 days a week.
Wow.
And nothing was going to get in the way of that. because I was determined.
How much weight did you lose while you were at the ranch, and then how much more weight did you lose at home?
I lost 37 pounds on the ranch, and then I lost over 71 or 72 pounds at home, and I lost a total of 108 pounds.
That's amazing. You should be so proud of yourself.
I am proud of myself, and it was an incredible experience, and I did it really fast and in competition mode, but I learned so much along the way, and my new normal is going to be super fun. You know, I'm still counting my calories every day. I'm still working out every day, not 4 hours every day, but I'm still working out every day, and I'm enjoying this new normal.
And your husband lost weight, too. Was the one I saw, he lost like over 70 pounds?
Yeah, he's lost 70 pounds. You know, the first thing I did when I got home, because if you're really serious about losing weight, I would tell everybody that you're going to win it in the kitchen. So just by us totally cleaning out our kitchen, there was no junk food, no snack food, we ate to fuel our bodies as a family.
Wow. And
it affected my whole family. And my husband, you know, started counting his calories. What was really nice is we use body media, and it's it tracks your calories burned, and it helps you put your calories that you intake. So you start to really see how much energy am I exerting, and how many calories am I putting in? Because you have to create a calorie deficit if you're going to lose weight. And so that was a huge key in my husband's weight loss, is just being able to see calories in and calories out, and became kind of like a game, you know?
Sure.
To lose weight, yeah.
Now, when you were at the ranch for the 5 weeks, and then you went back to work or you came home, did you have, I'm sure you had contact with your husband naturally, but you guys didn't see each other while you were at the ranch, correct?
I had zero contact with my husband and family while I was on the ranch.
Oh, really?
For those 5 weeks, you have zero contact with your home at all.
Wow. Oh, how tough is that?
It's hard, but I was very fortunate. I have a husband who knew that I needed to figure out what was going on, and when I left for the ranch, he said, "No, don't you waste 1 minute being homesick, because we're okay. You need to go and do what you need to do and get it done." And he told me, when things get hard on the ranch, I want you to pull up and look at the big picture, because if you look at your time there narrow, it seems hard and difficult, like a long time. But if you pull up, really, it's a very small part of our whole entire life.
Wow.
So just keep it in perspective. Do what you need to do and get it done, and we'll be fine. And you know what? Our family has grown in huge amounts. We are forever thankful to the Biggest Loser for what it has done for us.
Wow. My hat's off to him.
Yeah. I married well.
Wow. That's incredible. That is completely incredible.
Yeah. He was home with four kids and taking care of business. Lucky my sister lives next door, and my sister-in-law and brother, they live a mile down the street, and my mom drives by, and had a fabulous church family that stepped in. So he had some mama help around him, but was willing to do it all. Yeah, for me. I'm
That's
lucky
great.
girl.
Actually, we have I'm going to take a call real quick. We have Nick, who is part of our crew. He's like our big TV junkie, but he's like, unfortunately, I'm going to say he's actually like myself and Frank. He's overweight as well, and he actually wrote a book about weight loss. Nick, you're on the air.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, you're on the phone with Lisa.
I know, I've been listening. It's been a really great show so far. It's really nice to talk to you, Lisa.
Hi, Nick.
So, it's great. I wrote a little book about being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes and the struggle of losing weight, and something that I'm still struggling with today. So, hearing stuff like this is definitely inspirational, and kind of laying it out for us like that, exactly how you did it, is really specific, and you don't often get that from people. So I want to thank you for that.
Anytime. I want to share it with people as much as I can, because it's been a gift, a true gift.
Now, do you do like seminars or anything like that in your area now to help people?
I haven't done any of that. I'm still working full time and figuring that out. but I'm trying to figure out how and what is the best way to do that. I've started thinking about starting a blog, Losing It with Lisa blog, so that I can share the day-to-day stuff I'm doing with my kids and my family on a daily basis. So I think if you keep watching, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna start blogging. I'm sharing some stuff on my Facebook fan page, my Losing It with Lisa fan page, putting some stuff out there. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out now how to pay this forward and do some of those seminars or workshops or speaking, so I can just share with people like the body, mind, spirit connection and what I did for food, and just to let people know that if you just decide and you do the best you can with what you got's going to get better. So I'm hoping that those opportunities are going to open up for me, and I'm trying to figure out how to make them happen too. So keep watching, because I'm not finished yet.
You got me motivated. I'm going to keep in touch, because really, you're opening my eyes here.
Well, thank you.
Anything else you guys wanted to add?
You know what? It's really, really great to hear the story, and it does, Lisa, whether you know it or not, it does give a lot of people inspiration, because the whole weight loss thing is really hard.
I know.
I was my doctor has suggested at one point that I attend the classes for the bypass surgery or the lap band, and I'll tell you, the class, because you got to go to classes, and then you got to go to a psychiatrist, which
right.
It seems like that's kind of counterproductive, if they're trying to help you lose weight. But I'll tell you, the classes were the most depressing thing I think I've ever been to.
Yeah.
And I decided not to get the surgery, because I just seen that the lifestyle you would be living with the lap band or with the bypass was just such a miserable. I kind of felt like you just got to put in the work and do it the right way, and you'll be a lot happier.
I do, but I believe that everyone's got their own journey, and how they're going to do it is going to do it. And I think you definitely felt within your heart. You knew that you just needed to move and do it the right way for you. And I commend you for doing that. Step up and just keep moving and watching what you're doing, and you'll get it. I far surpassed every goal I ever set for myself, and I think that anybody who puts their mind to it will do that too. And it wasn't until the day I decided. It wasn't until the day I decided to actually just do it. I had excused myself or talked myself out of it my whole life. I've been up and down and up and down and up and down, and this time I just decided.
Wow.
And that's what you did, and I'm so glad for you.
Well, thank you. I got a long way to go.
You'll get there. Every ounce counts, and you'll get there.
Yeah, I tell you, I think I was on the right path, and unfortunately I was in a car accident in June, so that kind of, any kind of injury where your body becomes a little immobile kind of sets you back. But I'll tell you one thing that I found, and it's real quick before we let you go, that has really been frustrating is, even when you try to eat healthy, the cost of the food and the vegetables are just putting it out of a lot of people's reach, because it seems like every time you turn around, there's a shortage of something.
No, we've kind of looked at our family budget and what we've been eating, and how it compares now to before, pre-Biggest Loser, say. We're spending a little bit more on groceries, but really we find that we're eating less because we're eating quality, good food for us. And we're also eating less because we're aware of our portions and and we're not eating out half as much. So we're saving our budget there. And we're also not, we're paying for our gas at the pump instead of running into the gas station and grabbing a soda and a snack. So we're saving money in different places in our life, and maybe not at the grocery store, but in a whole lot of other areas. When we go to sporting events or to places, we pack healthy snacks instead of buying junk which are cheaper than the junk at places. So I think sometimes that's a wash.
Wow. That's great tips there. I mean, I never even thought of it because I know my family does the same thing. Like when you're getting ready to go on a long car ride, you stop and get gas, and what do you do? You go inside and you're getting sodas and other things like that for the ride and snacks and yeah.
No, so even though you're spending a little more on your groceries, you're saving it other places, and I promise you're not spending that much more on your groceries because you do eat a lot less when you eat good food.
Wow. That's great tips there. Wow. I'm blown away. Thank you for opening my eyes to a lot of things here.
Thanks for having me. I enjoy sharing. I love sharing.
No problem at all. All right, so how do we keep in touch with you? You're on Twitter, I know that. You can look up Lisa Rambo on Twitter, and you said you have a Facebook page as well?
I have a Losing It with Lisa Facebook page, yep. Those are the two places now, and watch for a blog, and that's going to be coming soon.
Awesome. When that comes out, we will share with the world.
Awesome. I would love the help to spread the word.
Great. Lisa, thank you so much. And I'm going to keep in touch because I'm going to need you to keep checking on me.
Sounds good. I would love to. Accountability is key.
There you go. Thank you again so much, and I'm sure a lot of people are thanking you calling in and sharing your little story with us.
Thank you. We'll talk again soon.
You got it. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Wow, Frank.
Yeah, that's what can you say?
I'll tell you what. I never realized that. Like the whole ranch thing. Like she said, I mean, she was there for 5 weeks and she wasn't even there to the end. And I didn't realize you have no contact with your family at all. I figured that's tough. You got to give all them people all the credit in the world to do what they do.
Well, and like I said, I did bring up the one point earlier that some of the people are really there for weight loss, and some of the people are just there to be on TV. And you know, the people that are there for the weight loss, not having that support probably is got to be the hardest thing, because you know, you look to your family, you look to people to, you know, if you're having a hard time, you know, you want to call home, you want to talk to a friendly voice. And then not being able to have contact, and then being on that kind of journey, man, you hit it nail on the head. It's got to be one of the roughest things in the world.